So I'm guessing that some of you are wondering why I haven't done one of my pregnancy vlogs for a while. I just wanted to say first off, I am really sorry, and I do apologise that it's been so long since I last did one. But I will explain little bits in this video, but some things are private and I don't wish to discuss on here. But I have had so much going on in my life right now, and things that have been happening that I just either haven't felt up to doing it, or I've not been well, or something's gone on which has just meant that I can't do it. So I will try to catch up as much as I can. This video may be quite long, but I'm going to try to catch up as much as possible on this video. So let's get started. Basically, the last one was about 29 weeks, I think, that I did. Basically, since then, what has happened is I got measured my fundal height at the midwife appointment. I think I will have already said that on my last update, and I was measuring a week behind at 27 weeks, not 28. So when I went to see my consultant a week or two, might have been, no, 2 weeks later, they booked me in to have an emergency scan because I'd also experienced a little bit of bleeding, and everything was fine, everything was healthy, and he actually wasn't behind at all, he was actually ahead, and he still is. I last got measured about, was it 2 weeks ago, and he is on the 90th centile now. On my scan at 31 weeks, he was measuring £4 9 ounces. So it was really good. And then when I next saw my midwife at 34 weeks, he was measuring £5 9 ounces. So he's doing quite well. I had a couple episodes where he wasn't moving much, and I was told to go MAU, but it turns out that he was just being lazy pretty much. He is so active, it is unreal. I am now 36 plus 2 days when I've made this video, so I've not got long left now, but he's so active, he never stops moving. Like, his movements have changed now, because he used to be like proper punching and kicking, and now instead of doing that, he's more like arching his back out or just stretching out a bit, because he can't move like he used to because he's so squashed now, but he still does move all the time, and it's quite uncomfortable and a little bit painful now. My irritable uterus has been getting worse. I've had things going on in my life, domestic, not partner, to do with family, which I won't mention on here, that has caused unnecessary stress to me, and has kept setting off my irritable uterus. So I've been contracting, and the contractions have been like 2 to 3 minutes apart and lasted, a couple of hours, and they've been so painful. And I've had it genuinely in my head that, oh my God, I am in labour. And then all of a sudden they've just stopped, or slowly died off and then stopped. So I'm just trying my best to keep as calm as I can now and try not to stress, but it is really hard. I have been on antibiotics for a pneumonial infection just over a week ago, because I had flu. I had my flu jab, and unfortunately, if you are exposed to flu within 2 weeks of having your vaccine, you can still catch it, and that's what happened to me. So I had full-blown flu. I was really ill, and then when the flu started going, I was left with a chest infection that started turning pneumonial. So I had to go on antibiotics for that, and because of the persistent coughing, and because how high up my womb is now, the pressure on my ribs actually caused me to crack a couple of ribs. So I've been dealing with a couple of cracked ribs, which are still healing. They're not as bad as they were, but they're still quite sore at the moment, because obviously they're going to take a while to heal up, and I was put on steroids for that. I had some quite bad side effects off the steroids, which wasn't very nice. And as you know, I have had food poisoning more than once in this pregnancy, and what happened, was it 3 or 4 days ago now? I think it was 3 days ago. I think I got it again. I had some mince off my nan and what she gave me to have for my tea, because Ashley was working late and she said save me like cooking and then having rewarm food up when he come in and stuff. She just gave me something to have quickly for my tea. And I had it around 5:30 in the evening, and they say it takes around 7 hours for it to start affecting you if you get food poisoning. I worked out like I start at 12:30 at night. I was in bed, I'd been in bed sleep about an hour, and I was all of a sudden woken up with this. I was shaking, my whole body was shaking. I've never known nothing like it. Like, say this, my hand, it was like this. Like, that's how bad the shaking was all over my body. And then I started being violently sick. I was getting severe stomach cramps. I mean, to the point that I thought genuinely I was really in full-blown labour, because the pain was so horrendous. And I was crying, and Ashley was rubbing me back because the pain was, I can't even begin to explain. It was awful. Absolutely awful. And because at this point I was like nearly 36 weeks pregnant, I thought, well, I'm near the end of the pregnancy, I must be in labour. And then I started bleeding as well. I think because I'd put myself through that much stress from being so ill that night, I ended up bleeding. Luckily it ended up being okay, and what had happened is, because I was so sick and because had made myself that bad, it set off my irritable uterus again. So that's why I was getting the severe pain in my stomach, and I was contracting every couple of minutes. It lasted about 3 hours, and then it died down to every 15 minutes, and then eventually it stopped at about 5:30 in the morning. So yeah, it's been pretty tough. It's been tough. I've also got to see the GP tomorrow because I think I've got a UTI, because I have started passing a little bit of blood when I'm going to the toilet. Like, it's a bit pinkish, so I think it's either just the start of one or not, because I've been getting quite bad backache, the bottom and the lower of my back the last few days, and it's hurting when I wake. So obviously I have got some sort of infection, so I've got to go back to the GP again. So that's getting really annoying. It's like one thing after another after another. I start getting over one thing and then I start being bad from something else, and it just doesn't seem to be ending at all. Sorry. Still hurts quite a lot when I cough. I haven't got rid of that completely yet. So yeah, it's been hard. I've got my acid now is so severe, it's unreal. I go through one of the large, like, you know, the big bottles of Gaviscon and the advanced Gaviscon that you can only get from the GP. I've been going through one of them every couple of days. Like, I'm drinking it like pop. I literally will just sit and drink it. I cannot go to sleep at night unless I get up at least 5 or 6 times to have it. Otherwise I will just be sick. I'll have to sit up and I'll start being sick because it gets that bad and it's that painful, the burning and the pain in my throat. Well, my esophagus, it is awful. I'm just not having a good time this pregnancy. It hadn't been too bad before, and the end of this pregnancy is absolutely awful. It wasn't too bad with me first, but this has definitely put me off having any more children. Like, no. And I feel like I can't do that again. My chest keeps growing. I still keep going up breast sizes, and it's to the point now where no shops do the size that I am, because I originally started off like a 34C and I'm now in like a 34F nearly, 38F, sorry, and most of the shops around here only go up to an E, so I'm finding it hard to actually find any bras that will fit me. Now, the same with my clothes, nothing will fit me. It's like my belly hangs out at the bottom, and it's just a complete, total nightmare, utterly. So, I mean, I've got another appointment with the midwife in a few days, so I'll see what gets said then, and if he's still growing all right and all that. I've also been getting that, well, what my friend calls it, she calls it lightning vagina, whereas it's around sort of where your cervix is. Get like this shooting sharp pain, just randomly, can be any time of the day, any point, and it'll just like be like, ow, like sort of thing. I've been told by some people they just get it anyway. Some people have told me it's when baby's engaging and pushing down the pressure. So I'll ask my midwife about that when I see her, because I'm not actually sure what causes it. It's not nothing that's concerning me as such. It's just, I guess, nice to know why it's doing it. I have got cravings at the minute for Iron Brew. The drink, I cannot stop drinking it. I'm obsessed with it, and it doesn't help that it's a fizzy drink when my acid is so bad, because I've been trying to avoid them. So it's not good that I'm drinking that either, because it's full of sugar. But you know, hey ho, I'm nearly at the end now, so I guess I'll drink and just eat what I want. I have gained another 2 inches around my stomach, and I'm almost 12 stone now, so I've been putting on more weight. I don't think I'll go as big as I did with Blossom, but I am getting there now. So like I said, I'm trying to keep this short. I will go into more detail about more symptoms and food and things next week when I do that one. I just wanted to do a video now to just kind of update you on what's been going on and why, and just try to keep it all in one. Plus my camera memory is about to run out of space. So sorry that the quality is not perfect. Sorry that I've done no intro thing or anything like that. I just needed to let you all know I'm still pregnant. I'm still here. The baby isn't born yet. And if I can get him to record it, I will be doing like a birth vlog thing. So yeah, I best do the bump. Right, so this with the shirt on. The shirt up. As you can see, I'm getting quite large now. Big, massive bump. As you can see, growing loads now. Oh, and I'll just quickly show you, before my camera memory runs out, the scan I had. Don't know if you can see that. That's the last scan I had at 31 weeks. Baby was okay. Everything was fine. So I'll update you next week, and I'll go into a bit more detail next week, because I've got like 10 seconds left before my camera memory runs out. So I shall see you next week if he's not born. Bye.